So the next two topics are going to be range and mean. So the range and the mean are both going to be values that you don't have to necessarily put in order from least to greatest. But just like we did in the previous video, we want to make sure that we continue that habit, especially when we have to do it for the median. So the range, you're going to be using your maximum and your minimum, and you're finding the difference between the two. So we want to know how far between the lowest value and the highest value are my number set. So my largest value in this, again, was 16. My smallest value, my minimum, was 3. So if we do 16 minus 3, then my range is going to be 13. So there's 13 unit numbers in between the set. And I should have put the range of the number set is 13. All right, and then the mean. So the mean is the average. So remember, average means you're going to add up all your numbers and divide by how many numbers you have. So the average of the number set. So we're going to add all, I believe there was 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, all 8 numbers. So if I add all 8, and you don't necessarily have to put these in order to add them up. All right, so I already had this in Desmos to add these all up, and I just added them up and got 51. So 51 is my sum total. And then you're going to take 51 and you're going to divide 51 by how many numbers you have in the set. So we're going to do 51 divided by 8. So we're going to go to the next line, 51 divided by 8, and we get 6.375. So the mean is 6.375. So again, the average, the mean, is you add up all your numbers, divide by how many numbers you have. Now I'm going to kind of show you how to use some of the options in Desmos for this as well. So a couple of things. Remember last time we have to give the list that we're going to make a name. So I normally use M. You can use whatever letter you want, just not X and Y. And you have to use the square brackets. And you're going to list your numbers. So remember, we're going to list them with commas in between them. They don't have to be in order from least to greatest. All right, so we have 8 numbers. So here's a couple of options. So total. Your total is going to add up all the numbers for you. So, did I miss one? Yes, I did. So I can actually go and edit my list, and it will edit the numbers and the totals for me as I edit them. So my total was 51, so that's one thing. Or you could have just said, I want the mean. So we have the mean button under stats. So the mean of list M is 6.375. Then we had the range. Now the range is a little bit different. There's not an actual range option, but we do have a max option and we do have a min option. Now, by the time you do the maximum of M, which is 16, minus the minimum of list M, you're going to get 13. But you could have just identified it yourself and said 16 minus 3 is 13. So those options are there, but sometimes it's just as quick to identify the pieces yourself and then subtract them or do whatever you need to with them.